my name is Adriana Ruiz, and I will be talking about andragogy. It's 5 assumptions about the characteristics of adult learners, why applying andragogical principles is important when creating and delivering a professional development, 3 best practices to create and deliver effective presentations, and an explanation of how cultural, ethnic, and gender biases of presenter and audience can affect presentation effectiveness, and strategies you can use to eliminate bias. Okay, let's start off with andragogy. So, what is andragogy? It's the art and science of adult learning. In Greek, it means man leading. So, when applying andragogy, the adult learners should be leading the conversation, and the presenter or instructor should be a facilitator and guide the conversations. Okay, so Malcolm Noll is the person that came up with the andragogy theory, and here are his 5 assumptions. So the first one is self concept. So he thinks that all the adult learners are self directed human beings. Two, the adult learner's experience. So many of the adult learners already come with experience, and these experiences are being used as a resource for learning. The third one is readiness to learn. So they become oriented increasingly to the developmental task of his or her social roles. The fourth is orientation to learning. So they like to base off their learning based off of problems. They like to solve problems. And for the fifth one, motivation to learn, they have internal motivation. Okay, so here are the 4 principles of andragogy. The first one is that adult learners must be involved in the planning and evaluation of their instruction. The second one is experience. So they need to be experiencing what they are learning through like learning activities. And the third one is that adults are most interested in learning when it's immediately relevant to them and it impacts their job or personal life. And the fourth one is adult learning has to be problem centered. Okay, so when creating and delivering professional development, applying those andragogical principles is important. It is important because it allows the presenter to understand how an adult learns and apply it to the presentation for it to be effective. The presenter can then prepare the professional development session by involving a variety of different learning styles, activities adult learners could be a part of, and collaboration opportunities where the adults can share their experiences related to the topic. So here are 3 best practices for creating and delivering effective presentation for adult learners. 1, be clear on the why. So find a way to connect to the reason teachers came to the profession in the first place. This will then give them relevancy on what they are learning. The second practice, provide voice and choice. So have adult learners guide the presentation. Have them share out their opinions and ideas. This means that you are communicating their input, that their input is valued. And lastly, give them a choice such as who to work with during the activity or what activity to do. For the third best practice, it would be balance the new learning with the reflection. So a third of the session would be focused on new information and the 2/3 on reflecting through role playing, planning, sharing ideas, and discussing with colleagues. Cultural, ethnic, and gender bias of presenter and audience affects presentation effectiveness because we do not all share the same view of the world. Everyone's experiences and values are different, and that is what shapes the way we view the world. A misassumption that we all view the world the same creates a disconnect between the presenter and the audience. It can be seen as ethnocentric. Lastly, these are some strategies to use to reduce or eliminate bias. So, study the audience, inspect your words and gestures, and apply intercultural communication techniques. Thank you for your time. Here are my references.